Ugly mother.
You ready for this? Never.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We're in for the good real, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Chris man is right over here. That got weird. We're here with another Slash It Out. We're here with another Slash It Out live episode tonight. We're going to be doing Stir of Echoes versus Frailty. That was Chris's pickup that he put on the spin wheel and it was selected last week. Two very underrated horror flicks. As you guys can tell, the Brett man is not with us tonight. He came down. He was a little sick today. He didn't feel like coming on. He had some congestion and stuff like that, so he didn't think he would sound good and be himself. So he wanted just to kind of hang out in the chat and help us run things there. So I'm doing a lot of work that he usually does because he's really good at this shit and I'm not. So if we have any hiccups along the way, I apologize. But
it certainly won't be my fault.
No, it will not. It will be all the Brad man's fault because I don't know what I'm doing. I rely on the Brett man to run the shows, and I got margaritas like Rick Dalton, and I'm here tonight. Good matchup you picked here tonight, though, man. Really, really interesting picks.
Grazie. Yeah, man, a couple of underrated ones. I was going through the list, and I was thinking, all this Halloween versus Halloween 2, and all this mainstream stuff. I wanted to try and pick out some stuff that was a little lesser known flicks and stuff to add a little flavor in there, if you will. So I thought this was a nice little matchup and good reason to go back and revisit these because I actually hadn't seen either of these in quite a few years. So it was fun to go back and revisit these, man.
Yeah, I very much appreciate it. I could see the similarities. I could see why you picked them together. Good matchup, too, I think.
First time watch on either of these for you?
Frailty was. Stir of Echoes was my second time. I very much appreciated it much more the second time than the first time, too. Like, I liked it on first watch, but the second time I was just, like, really more into it. And I went from, like, a 3.5 to a 4 for me. So I dug the hell out of it. I'm going to run here real quick just to say hello to the people we have here. Flamethrower came in early. He said Bill Paxton's first time on camera was in JFK's final speech. Coincidence? I don't think so. He kills the wicked.
Coincidence?
He was slaying some demons in the movie, man. That's for sure. Gory Tiger's in the house. What's up, my friend? Of course, Good Real Hunting himself, a.k.a. the Brett Man, is here.
Get out of here.
I told you he'd be here, man. He's smart.
Popped in for a little bit of the bubbly.
You drink too much bubbly today. And yeah, so Flamethrower's here. No, Brett's a good dude.
All those claws are finally catching up with him.
Yeah. Brett, man, so if there's anything, since you're not here in person, Brett, man, if there's anything you want us to talk about, any questions, and this goes for all of you guys, any questions about these movies you want us to address, be sure to put them over there in the comments section, and we will get to them if we can. Any points that you guys have or anything that is a good comparison, any questions that you want to see which movie did better, we will talk about it. And, man, dude, Bill freaking Paxton's the GOAT.
Oh, he's so fucking
Adrian
good,
James.
Man. What's up, Adrian? Yeah, man, Bill
dude.
Paxton, R.I.P., dude. Love that fucking guy. I remember watching Twister as a kid to theaters. I think I got drugged there by one of my older cousins, and it fucking terrified me, dude. I was horrified of tornadoes. I was like, watch the TV obsessively every time that it stormed, just like, oh my god, we're all gonna fucking die. And so Bill Paxton, man, holds a special place in my heart.
I honestly concur with this. I know it's not probably like a common thing, but Twister is probably one of my favorite movies. Like, it's in the top, like, it's not top 10, but it's definitely top 30, maybe top 20. I don't know. It's one that I go to and watch all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, and the fucking tornado ripping through the drive-thru at The Shining.
his goat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
dude.
fantastic. Billy Boy Paxton was at his greatest here in that movie.
Helen
And,
Hunt, yeah, man,
Helen
great
Hunt,
cast.
yeah.
Who? Someone was in that. Was pretty young.
Dr. Gordon's
right?
in there.
Oh yeah, Carrie Ells.
Carrie
yeah.
Ellis is in there. Yeah. Philip Seymour. Great times. We'll get to that one of these days. Brett, man, hopefully you've
Now,
seen
is
Twister.
Is that horror? Would you say? Could we put that in here?
You know, it's
Twister.
scary enough. Yeah, that dude gets sucked
I think-
into the suck zone, and he gets.
Now
the-
listen,
the trailer-
that is not horror. Okay, you're thinking about something else that you watched a couple weekends ago. We can't put that in here. Oh yeah, the
man,
'90s. Yeah, Twister will be in there. Brett's right.
Yeah, but I mean, so I guess we can get into these two movies a little bit.
Yeah, man.
We can go ahead and at least pull up the tail of the tape, and we can kind of ease our way into that conversation, and we don't have
Lube
to
it up
go
and get us in
crazy
there
with-
like a gentleman.
Yeah, let's get nice and easy here, man. So these two movies came out 1999, Stir of Echoes, 90s movie for sure, 2002 for Frailty here, Frailty. 68 and 75 respectively on the critic scores, 70 and 78 on Rotten Tomatoes audience scores. Budget about the same, 12 million for Stir, 11 million for Frailty, and $21 million box office, and 17. Yeah, so they both made a little bit of money, nothing crazy. And Bill Paxton, of course, directed Frailty, man.
Yeah, I
Which is
don't
interesting.
know if that was his directorial debut or not. I don't think I looked back, but this is fucking crazy to me how much these numbers line up. I mean,
Dude,
this
they're
is
spot
like-
on.
Yeah, even with the IMDb, the critics. I mean, this is all very, very similar outcomes for each of these.
I concur. Yeah, they're really neck and neck when it comes to all these numbers, and I think they really just kind of fall in that same kind of late '90s, early 2000s underrated gems that don't get talked about that often category here. We get both of these in there, and really, both of these movies. Stir of Echoes, the first time I did watch it was just a few years ago. Never really thought about it until then, and yeah, just every time makes me want to whip out some orange juice and dig some holes, man. Dig some holes.
I'm supposed to dig. Now, you know what happens there. How do you think that your wife would react if she came home and you were just in the backyard just digging?
Oh, it should be fine as long as I wasn't bothering her with it. Like, you know, she'd be like, all right,
And you were just like,
I'll go read a book.
I'm supposed to dig.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna play backgammon on my phone and have a good time.
Nice. I'll be
Oh,
back
but
out
yeah.
here with a pair of socks that I crocheted in about 3 hours.
That's spot on. But yeah, they both very well fall in that category, I think. Kyle's in the house. What's up, my friend? Kyle Flett, of course, from Flett Lives. Check him out. Good friend of ours. Always a nice guy.
What's up, bubby?
So yeah, this being your pick, kick us off, man. What did you want to tackle first in this thing? I got some notes and shit.
Do you really? Because you're ahead of me. It's a pretty short turnaround from last Thursday doing this one, so I am short on notes. It just kind of turned out work schedule pushed it into tonight, so I don't have a lot to go off of. So you know, it's always hard for me to look at these things like, oh, who did it better? I don't really like to look at it that way, so I just like to converse about it until I kind of arrive at an opinion. So one thing I do want to talk about, we talked about Bill Paxton a little bit. I thought Kevin Bacon was in top form here. I was rewatching this, and I haven't seen a Stir of Echoes. I've seen a couple times. The first time I saw it when I was a kid, and I mean, honestly, for like a 10-year-old or whatever, I mean, this thing was fucking scary back in the day. And I think it still holds up with some of the eerie, you know, creepiness of it. Still holds up. But Kevin Bacon, looking at it like from a performance standpoint now, man. I mean, he's pretty fucking convincing of a man who's losing his shit here. So I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, the entire cast really, in Stir of Echoes and Frailty. You know, with the kids and everything and Frailty, I thought they did a nice job. Bill Paxton touched on it already. Matthew McConaughey too, man. Because we have to think, this is like late 90s, early 2000s. This was at a time when he was still very much like a rom-com heartthrob kind of guy, right? It was always being typecast in those roles and stuff. So he was flexing
kind
his
of
acting
between-
muscles. It was when?
It was kind of between his Texas Chainsaw run and his rom-com run, to be honest. I mean, it was a really weird time for Matthew. He didn't know what he wanted to do yet.
Yeah, and it could have been before he really got too deep into that, but it was definitely before the reconnaissance and all that, before he was really like a well-respected actor. And I mean, I thought that he, you know, he did a really good job here. I'm kind of curious as to how this did lead into like how to lose a guy in fucking 10 days or failure to launch or whatever. Because I mean, you see this performance and you're like, man, this guy killed it. We could definitely use this guy in something else. You know what I mean?
Well, he was creepy in here, man. Like, he shows up at the freaking FBI station, whatever, the bureau, if you will, and he's like, hey, I know who the murderer is. And, like, that, I mean, that's kind of the side plot going on with, like, and then it starts doing a flashback to when he was a kid. And the whole time, I was like, man, I want to see more Matthew and this dude run around on these, you know, these escapades, man. I want to see what's going on over there, because as good as the stuff with Bill Paxton was, I was really drawn by Matthew McConaughey in the movie. He was just kind of giving you a little mystique, and like just, you know, making you wonder what's going on, and we'll get the twist later in the movie, and all the stuff that he's the guy behind everything. It was cool stuff, but yeah, going back on that, I think that Kevin Bacon and Bill Paxton, all three of them, man, they all put in pretty good performances in these movies, and it was cool to see.
Yeah, I love the hell out of it, man. So I don't know if you want to. Who did it better? You know, I don't know. I guess if I had to pick one, probably Kevin Bacon. I thought he had a little bit. You know, he had a little bit more to chew on, I thought. And I mean, of course, Frailty is really a family drama. I mean, it's really, you know, all the characters interacting with each other. As where Stir of Echoes is kind of, even though there are sort of ancillary characters in there, I mean, it's pretty much, you know, Kevin Bacon's show. So it's just him going crazy. There's a little bit more for him to chew on there, is why I think I say I go that route.
Yeah, both of them really do, like, what they're trying to convey is giving you a character that is losing his mind, and they both do a pretty good job of making you ask questions on if he actually is losing his mind or not, or is this, you know, actually something that is going on. And both movies do the same kind of thing, and they both do a really good job kind of balancing that. Is he got crazy, or is he actually like onto something here? That you know, that scale there. And Kevin Bacon, I think the reason I think obviously I think he did. I would concur. I would say Kevin Bacon was better as well, but that's really because he's the main character of the movie. Whereas and the other one is kind of is told as a flashback through Matthew McConaughey's character. So you're already you started the side of McConaughey a little bit, but whereas in Stir of Echoes, you start off with Kevin Bacon, like, you know, everything's normal at first, and then he gets that hypnotization from the sister-in-law, where he's floating around in the movie theater, and who hasn't been there? You know, like, it's just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, who hasn't got, you know, a couple whiskeys in them and been like, hey, do me, you know? I mean, hypnotize me, you know, not do me, of course, you know. Hypnotize me is what I mean. But yeah, man, I thought everybody did a great job, and that's a great point. And I think kind of the reason I wanted to put these against each other was kind of like, you know, lead character losing his shit, kind of thing. The similarities between that, and like you said, kind of you know, creating this atmosphere where you are like, oh, fuck, we don't know if he's losing his mind or not, you know.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit. And I'm lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. My apologies. For some reason, my internet is I'm not full speed. But if that keeps up, just let me know. I closed up my other windows, so we will try to get that corrected. Gory Tiger said that Stir of Echoes and Sixth Sense came out around the same time. That's true. Very true. Late 90s.
Yeah.
Really
Same
good.
Year,
yeah, I think it was, actually.
Yeah,
Flamethrower Fluff. Failure to launch wasn't his fault. He had to act with, like, Sarah Jessica Parker was, yeah. I see what you mean there.
Fucking old horse mouth.
Let's see, what else do we got here? I think that's about it. But yeah, they both do a good job. I really, I lean into the Kevin Bacon thing a little bit more. When he's going crazy there at the end, a lot of scenes kind of stand out. He's got the scene where remember he's trying to find that song. He's like, I know that song, kind of like the dude in
Paint in
Tremors
Black.
do. Yeah, and yeah, he's trying to figure that out, and digging holes out there like freaking Shia LaBeouf. The OJ obsession was good when he freaking just got a fridge full of orange juice, and he takes it out and he pours himself a glass and he just chugs it, and then he slides her one, his wife, and then he's like, "Are you gonna drink that?" And he chugs that one too. Just it totally lost his mind. And then the jackhammer madness I have written down as something when he starts jackhammering this floor and loses his mind.
Yeah, how about that scene where he was jackhammering his wife and started to lose it there a little bit?
He couldn't quite get it through, man. He was struggling with that. I don't know. But
he's got this teenage girl fucking jumping around in your head, man. It really take you out of the moment.
You had fingernails being scraped off on the freaking floor. That never helps anybody.
God, man. That is one of the worst fucking scenes. Texas Chainsaw in 2003 also. Whenever that opening scene, whenever the fingers are being dragged along the wood.
Oh, the side?
The fingernail fucking breaks off. God. I can't stand to see a damn fingernail being broke off.
Oh, I don't like it either, man. And additionally, they tell you to think about baseball when you're doing the thing to kind of drag it out a little bit. But I think really the way to really do it is going to be thinking about these fingernails on the floor. But that might be a little bit too far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That'd probably take you out of it a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden you're throwing up, and I mean, that's I mean, I don't know. I've been to those kind of parties, but. What other notes you got,
I do like also when Bill Paxton, when he's touching the demons and he gets those reactions, we don't see what he sees, not until the end. We're still into camp that he's crazy and he's losing his mind, but he really sells it with these reactions from the third party perspective. And I like that too, when he's doing the thing and he's like, he touches somebody's head or whatever, and he just freaks out. And you're like, what the fuck did he just see, man?
Yeah, and then we get the big reveal at the end. I suppose that's something else I kind of wanted to talk about. If there was anything kind of like, what do you prefer? Who did it better? Both of these have a bit of a, I'm not going to say an out-and-out twist, but definitely have a big reveal at the end of it. Who do you
reveal
think,
it to me.
Reveal. Who do you think did it better there? Do you have a preference on those?
Yes, I think I would say the twist was bigger in Frailty. It had, kind of a bigger impact, I think. Whereas Stir of Echoes, we kind of already knew that maybe this guy was onto something. Maybe there actually is a body in here somewhere or whatever. Because the pieces were played pretty well throughout Stir of Echoes, like with the cop dude that where she goes over to his apartment and he's like, oh yeah, he's one of the gifted or whatever, and he tells him that, or tells her that he's gonna, yeah.
You know who that was? That was fucking Dick Halloran, man. Come on.
Was that Dick Halloran? That was Dick Halloran, the OG Dick.
I don't think it was the same actor. I'm just saying it's the same character.
Oh yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, he's like, oh, you shine too. You shine like me. Yeah, absolutely. I was like,
dude,
he must be young.
There's even the scene in the graveyard where they know each other's names without saying anything.
How would you like some ice cream, Doc? Yeah, it was just like that. It was spot on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was perfect. That was, I thought of The Shining too when I was watching those sequences, and that was a good thing. But yeah, all those little pieces were kind of set up. Kind of like when we were talking about Identity before, you had all these pieces that kind of come together. So the twist at the end isn't a huge twist, but it's a good payoff because all the stuff, the little clues that you get along the way really pay off nicely. And, but the one in Frailty was really good. I didn't see it coming. I thought I did think Matthew was a little weird, but I didn't see him being like the killer dude. Definitely didn't see everything that the father was doing was like legit. Like when he's under the car and he sees the angel coming in, I didn't see, I didn't see all that stuff like actually being real. I thought it was just I thought it was going to be a nice little story about mental health and the dangers of freaking listening to daddy in these situations, but it very well turned out to be a true story. Not true, but actually going on. And I like that one. I think that was a better little twist at the end.
Yeah, and it's actually it's kind of multi-layered there at the end as well. Honestly, if I had to give Frailty shit about anything, it's probably the angel scene. that CGI and stuff. It was pretty fucking corny there. And I think that Paxton probably spent his budget everywhere else and was like, fuck it, whatever. Just give me a little doll that floats through the window, But it is multi-layered because you think you're getting this straightforward story, and then all of a sudden you realize that McConaughey is completely unreliable, and he turns out to be Adam, which is one twist, and then there's the twist that he's actually there to kill the FBI guy because he's murdered his mother, another twist, and then and then his dad was right all along, which is kind of a twist in and of itself, and then at the end he's the fucking sheriff. Which is another twist. Yeah, so it's kind of multi-layered. You think you're getting this straightforward story, and the payoff there at the end, it kind of flips everything on its head as to where Stir of Echoes feels a little bit more straightforward, especially whenever the babysitter scene, for me, I think is when it kind of flips. When she's like, you're talking to Samantha, and then you kind of see, oh, there was a chick that's gone missing. She lived in that house. That's when it kind of makes you like, oh, and then... I think the very next scene is whenever they see the guy at the fucking, the cemetery.
He starts running after the car, and his wife's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I don't know. Fuck you." And he starts running.
All those fucking lights, man. Those lights were just steaming him up, man.
They were, dude. That was a cool scene. Good. I mean, we'll get into that here in a second. I did see Destiny's in the house. How's it going, friend? Welcome to the party.
How's everyone's not Foy and Fee?
What's
that, Dad? What? My name Foy.
Mr. Garcia's here. Stir of Echoes, part 1 got overshadowed by The Sixth Sense. Yeah, that's true. They did come out in the same year. And I saw you also said that Fallen by Denzel Washington is a good horror movie. Yeah, that one's another underrated one, honestly. Like with John Goodman.
Yeah,
Time's on my side. Yeah, it was good.
Is on my side.
Yes, it is. I like that one. I used to watch that one a lot. When he touches them, does it kind of paralyze them? It may. Yeah, I mean, they kind of seem like they're all kind of knocked the fuck out at that point, or at least like very well constricted, tied up and shit.
Yeah, and it almost kind of seems like it paralyzes him for a second. I mean, he's definitely taken out of the moment whenever he's in that whole zone there where he's like, something like that. So that was...
he definitely gets zonked out.
Mr. Great Garcia job here. By fucking... Death Sentence is a fucking banger, dude. I love
Yes, we talked about that. We did a review on that a while back with J-Man, and I think my brother joined us for that one too. That's a good movie, dude. Very underrated James Wan flick, dude. When he's running through the parking lot and shit, that nice one take they got, freaking great.
Yeah.
One thing,
John Goodman fucking gold in that movie, but yeah, please.
Yeah, dude, he was like the gun guy, like that was.
He was the father of the fucking guy.
Yeah, that was good, dude. That was fantastic. Alongside the end of Frailty, though, we find out he's the sheriff. The minute we find out that these guys are actually like getting blurred out on the camera, like Matthew McConaughey was when he comes into the office, and they're going back and looking at the surveillance footage, and he's all blurred out. It's like, what the fuck? I can't. And he said that earlier in the movie that they get blocked out. God will protect us from the cameras and the witnesses and everything. And even the other dude was like, I saw him, but I mean, for some reason, I can't remember what he looks like. That's when we're like, oh shit, no, these guys aren't crazy. This is all actually happening. So that was a cool moment too, just to kind of cap off what you were just talking about a minute ago.
Yeah, man. Birdie there. Let's see if we can get that one up. Yeah, they're all paralyzed over here, bitch, and they can't work.
Hell yeah, Bert coming in freaking strong still, even when he's typing it out. I like it. Oh, here's a good question, Brett, man. Who dug the most, or I'm sorry, who dug the best hole between the two movies? Because they they dug that freaking dungeon out in Frailty,
Yeah, man, that was
and
a
they
bit-
just rolled the house on top of it.
Yeah, that was a big ass hole, man. What did he say? It was like 10 feet deep and then 15 by 15. Yeah, and a fucking teenager got it done in was it like a week or something? That's a big fucking hole, man.
Both
With only one
fathers.
show.
Which father did the child labor laws better though? Like, because they were both having them out there helping with the digging.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Kevin Bacon. It was really a mercy help, you know. We're like, yeah, whatever, man. You can dig a fucking hole in the corner, you know, and I won't say anything to you. You know, as opposed to like Bill Paxton was like, this is your punishment. You're gonna dig for a week straight.
His hands were
yeah.
all freaking bleeding up there and shit.
Yeah, man.
I just thought it was funny when they dude, it played out like I mean, it almost felt like a happy little like Stand By Me coming of age story there for a second when they were digging holes and like rolling houses, like big happy family, like building their homestead and shit. It's like, oh, here's our shed in the back.
Two things about Frailty. Yeah, one, I thought it was going to end up that way. When I watched it for the first time, I was like, this is just going to end up being like a big family thing where they're going to come together at the end. And then, Memento. I'm so
Bless
sorry.
you.
I'm so sorry. I thought the family was going to come together. And then the other thing I thought was that fucking McConaughey and the FBI guy were going to kiss. I don't know why, but I was like, if this fucking comes to the point, they get out of the car and they just start banging.
It kind of seemed that way, didn't it?
It'll all be for naught. Yeah, I mean, they were so just like creepy, man. McConaughey's all fucking chubbed up in the back, and I mean, obviously, Powers Booth's character was fucking hard the whole time.
He always is, man. He can't even walk straight. He's always got a little bit of a situation. Jason's
Hell
in the
yeah,
house
dude.
too. What's up, friend? Thanks for joining us. He recalls Fallen
What's up, buddy?
revealed the ending at the start of the movie. You're right. I think it did kind of start with the end and worked its way back to that point. It's a good movie, man.
They touch each other. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. Of course, there's a lot of movies that start with people touching each other.
So we got a couple things. We talked about digging holes, having the kids help. Water makes it easier to dig. We all know that, right? If you didn't know that before, we know it now. Water is crucial. Just be careful with the water bills. They get up to what do you say? Damn, $800 a month. He needed Fred Ward RIP with him to kind of keep him straightened out, man.
Honestly, if they had that fucking house for $800 a month, fucking give it to me, dude.
That's what the water bill was, dude, right? Like he was talking like he's been spraying.
I thought he was talking about rent, dude. He's about the water bill? Fuck.
I mean, that's he's been spraying.
I know he
nonstop.
says it. He's been spraying nonstop, $800 a fucking month. Good God.
I mean, he doesn't need it to drink because he's got the OJ, but still, man. Yeah, man. So both, he's like, fuck. What does he say? Damn, $800 a month bill. You can't keep the water on around here. Some I can't remember. He might have been.
Yeah,
talking about
something
that,
about. Yeah, he has to go downstairs and because that's the scene where he tracks all the mud and all that shit in, and then he goes downstairs, and that's the first time where he's like, "I need a jackhammer."
He starts at first. He starts hammering the damn floor with a pickaxe, and he gets nowhere for like an hour. And he's like, "Fuck it, tools." And he goes off to the store. There's that random scene where he goes to the store and gets the jackhammer and comes back.
Okay, so we're put ourselves in the character's shoes there just a little bit. We were talking earlier about digging in the backyard, right?
Yes.
And the wife has no issue with that. Now let's say that she's in there trying to read the book, and you're in the garage just fucking tearing it up in there, dude.
That might raise
what
a
are we
red flag.
Yeah, what are we looking at now? Is that a
we're
shut
looking
the
at-
fuck up and get out of here?
Yeah, like maybe go back to the backyard and keep doing what you're doing back there, kind of deal. Like it wouldn't.
Get your hammer and
But
get
yeah.
the fuck out.
Take that back. We can't afford it with these $800 water bills. Goodreal wants to know, aka Brettman, best reveal. We kind of talked about that. You talking about the twist, Brettman? We were just talking about that, but I would say the Frailty reveal would be the best one.
It's a little more
sure.
twisty and shifty. I agree on that. Yeah, still
It
love
was
the one in Stir of Echoes, but there's just there's more. I think like we talked about, there's more breadcrumbs leading up to what we get in Stir of Echoes, as to where Frailty just kind of feels like what the fuck. And there's a lot of twists, like we talked about in the last 10 minutes of the movie.
it was almost kind of confusing. There was throwing so much at once because he was like, "Hey, it would be true if who was in front of you was Adam," and then it's like, "Are you Adam?" He's like, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am." And then he was like, "Well, Felton over here is killing people, but I'm killing more people, and I killed him because he's killing these people." And it's like, it throws a lot at you, but I mean, it's not so much that you don't know what's going on. It's just it makes you really kind of ask some questions and then kind of figure it out. But it was good. It was a good twist. I really dug it
Yeah. And
because
then
I didn't
after
see
all
it
that,
coming.
he's like, and by the way, I know you killed your mom. It's like, what? You're gonna drop all that on us, and then you're back to him again?
And then he's the sheriff, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking
Then the
weird.
next scene, he's walking out, fucking shaking the one guy's hand. You're a good man there, detective. You know, it's like, fuck, what all is going on over here?
It was weird. And then Bretman said the confusing part is what did Samantha want with the kid when she was sending the message with the TV show?
She wanted him to
Uh,
be a horror fan.
yeah, absolutely,
That's
dude,
it. Yeah, I mean,
for
that's all it
sure.
was.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was true. There was she was scaring the shit out of people in the house. She should have been more of a friendly ghost. I think the point could have been made a little bit faster.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that. Yeah, she was a little spooky there, especially toward the child. Um, and she was, well, yeah, I agree, man. She could have been a little bit nicer.
They did have a couple of scenes that were like kind of just jump scares for the sake of, like, remember that time there was the jump scare in the mirror from Samantha, but the wife couldn't see Samantha. She just happened to be there. I guess she was there to cool the temperature of the bath, but she's pregnant. So like she's doing her a solid. You don't overheat. So I mean it was she was being nice, I think. But there was
Yeah,
that
maybe she
scare
was looking
and
like
it was like you can't see her though, like she can't. So it just kind of felt like a scare for us, um, as opposed to the character.
and then she goes downstairs to, can you relight the pilot light? And he's like, bitch, can you not see I'm all broken up and I can't figure out who sings Paint It Black over here?
Oh, it's so funny when she's like asking him like to do shit, and he's over there just looking at his CDs, and he's like, "Yeah," or no, he's playing the guitar, and she's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I guess I'll go fuck myself," and then she just leaves.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hey, he's like zero fucks, dude. He's just strumming away trying to figure it out, and the son's obviously like he's also in the same boat, like completely lost. Um, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. But I tell you what, man, both of these movies they get dark, man, with the subject matter at times. Like the ending of Serve Echoes, the reveal was like super fucked up, and then so was like the visions from Bill Paxton, like all these other the demon visions that he was getting too.
Mm.
Not to
Yeah, I mean,
mention he's like
also
murking
the
people in front of his kids.
yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. I mean, he was and then, of course, there's a weird subtext there that I'm not going to go into about the dangers of religion and all that, but yeah, the fact that this guy's like trying to bring his kids into this just seems kind of wild to me. I mean, it seems like if you had that kind of message, you would just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this and not fucking drag my kids into it." Even if you believed it wholeheartedly, like, "Oh, I got to go out and fucking slay demons now." God damn it, And you go out there and you're like, maybe I should just leave the kids at home. Like, hey, you boys just make some Kool-Aid and watch your shows or whatever. Like, what are you doing, Daddy? I'm slaying demons. Like, fucking give me a minute. It just seemed kind of weird to me. But yeah, Stir of Echoes got fucking dark after the hypnosis and everything. Think about too, whenever he's sees the kid down the street fucking shoot himself.
Oh yeah, dude, that was
And
shit
the
was
dream.
fucked up.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
the next day, it happens, and it's like, yeah, that was dark as shit, dude. I was like, Jesus, man, this guy can't catch a fucking break.
No, dude, that was crazy. And then he has to go in there and like try to save his ass, bust through the window and shit. All that stuff was good, man. Like that was good. That was like it was super dark. I thought we talked about the reveal at the end. That was 10 shades of fucked up, for sure. And the fact that and then all the adults got in on it too, on the fact that they killed the girl. The kids did. And which is viable. I think a lot of parents would probably do that. And but it just makes you say, "Damn, man, this shit's fucked up." Out loud whenever you're watching it, because they all kind of get in on it, and then you can kind of see what's his best friend's character's name.
You're talking
Kevin
about Kevin
Bacon's
Dunn's
dude.
character.
Yeah, Kevin Dunn.
I don't remember his name.
You can kind of see the impact it's had on him, because it was a good performance too. You can kind of see the impact it's had on his character, kind of keeping this secret and covering for his son, and his son even obviously had a hard time too with it because he shot himself. So
yeah.
And he was kind of the one that he was the instigator. He was the one that freaking just kind of like did what he was told and kind of ended up actually killing the girl. But yeah, that shit was fucked up, man. Yeah, they weren't afraid to go places.
I love that, man. It's crazy too to think about. David Coop had directed this thing, who is I think more traditionally a writer, and I'm not sure exactly what all his credits are, and I'm going to vet this real quick, but I believe that he wrote Jurassic Park. He did. He wrote Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, some other stuff on there, but he also directed that dog shit of a movie, Secret Window.
With Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Right?
Shooter.
Okay.
Shooter.
I haven't seen that one, actually. It's not good. It's not worth it. Whoops, sorry.
Oh, shit.
Not worth
wow. Man, I really should have rang the spoiler alarm there. This is probably the best movie that he's directed. He did another horror movie with Kevin Bacon recently, 2020, called You Should Have Left, but I have not seen that, so I can't speak to it.
That's the one with Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah, it's the other one with Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Was he dead?
You just said that.
Or, but yeah, but it's he's a very good writer. It's just crazy to me that his directorial efforts do not add up.
That's true. What about Bill Paxton? Did he do anything else directing wise? I don't know. I didn't know he was a director at any point. While you're looking at, Brettman asks, would you rather see dead people or see demons and angels? I will take. Oof, yeah, I would think I would see the dead people. The demon's kind of freaky. I don't know. Ghosts can be friendly, I guess, to an extent. Angels are nice people, but the demons, man, wow. I think I'd go with the dead people, except for Bill Wilkins.
You could also see angels.
That's true.
Yeah, I'd probably see the.
Let's just. I'd like to maybe stay neutral and just stay like let's just go ahead and stay away from.
Give me the dead people as well, man. Yeah, he directed director of 3 films, Frailty, and the 2005 classic featuring Shia LaBeouf, The Greatest Game Ever Played.
Never saw that one.
Which features it's a biopic of 20-year-old Francis
McDermott.
I'm not even going to attempt. Who defeated the golfing idol in 1900 U.S. Open champion Harry Vardon? Fuck it. I regret even reading that. Whatever that is. I don't know. It's something about golf or tennis or some shit. Who knows?
I will say, so we talked about the subject matters and everything. I thought they both did a good job of being pretty creepy at times. We talked about some, the dad kind of losing his mind. Good suspense. Whenever the sheriff comes over and he's like, "Oh, you want to see my basement?" And he's like, "Yeah, let me go check it out." It kind of was a little bit reversed, but that's okay. And they go down there, and then he murks the dude, and he falls down the stairs. That was a good scene. Additionally, Stir of Echoes with its creep score, it would be pretty high. With the hypnotization scene was really good. The first one, they had a budget, they used it there. They did some cool stuff with that theater. kind of changing the colors and everything as she's telling him to do, imagine different things. That was cool. And then the creepy dreams and shit afterwards were all good. I will say that Kevin Bacon had the most reasonable reaction to going through a traumatic hypnotization. He goes straight to the beer, crushes a fridge immediately, chums that thing down, and then he's good to go. But he wasn't really, as we found out later. But a lot of really good scenes of creepiness and suspense throughout the two movies.
Oh yeah, 100%. You actually it made me think whenever you were talking about the first scene, the second scene, he goes back to be like, he's like, get these, shut my fucking mind, or whatever it is, and that chick is like the one who hypnotized him. It's like, okay, we just smoked a fatty, so if you could just sit down and relax, and he's like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You shut my mind. Fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, a lot of creepy shit in there. Even that, like we were talking about, that scene where Kevin Dunn's character comes over that morning and what is it he says? He's like, I'm going to have to kill you and your wife. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he walks down the street and that's when he's like, you want to see what I've got? And his son pulls the gun out and he's like, check this out.
That whole dream.
About?
Yeah.
That whole dream. Yeah, it's fucking weird as hell. Plus the Dick Halloran character adds a little bit into it. And then also the I'm going to call it the hangover scene. Where all of the lights are burning his eyes the next day. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
There's that great sound effect, like when he's trying to get into the football game that night or something, and all the lights are burning his eyes and all that.
Which, by the way, the crowd is
like
freaking the biggest crowd for a high school football game you'll ever see, right there.
Oh,
at that
yeah,
station.
absolutely. That's got to be. They said it was Chicago. That's got to be Austin, Texas, because Austin is the only fucking place I've ever seen a high school stadium that would fit that many people.
Dude, it looked like they were freaking loaded into the Bears stadium, dude. Like you couldn't even walk because there's so many people. It looked like literally like a professional or a high school, like a college.
Yeah, who's waiting to get into a fucking high school football game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even
freaking charging the gates, dog.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's headed down there. Like, you all really want to go to a fucking high school football game? God.
Yeah, but they went either way. But yeah, you were saying, go ahead. Are you still talking about the effect, like the sound, like and stuff when he was going into the game?
No, yeah, I was just saying. I thought that was a great scene. Really added to the. Yeah, it is, Birdie. That's how I know it so well. I was able to appreciate it. Everyone else is probably like, yeah, it wasn't that cool, man. I know that feeling, like when you're trying to do something. You're out there in public trying to get something done, and just that ringing sound in your mind, man. You start seeing all these tail lights, all this neon, and it's just fucking tearing you apart inside. And they did a great job because that's the exact sound that it makes in your mind when it's tearing you apart.
Oh yeah.
But I was just trying to say, it added to the atmosphere of the whole thing, man. It really aided the creepiness in Stir of Echoes, which I think is definitely, if anything, more creepier, if you will, than Stir of Echoes.
Yeah,
an edge on the creep factor.
Yeah, for sure. It's got that going for it. Was that a book too? I don't know. I feel like that was based off of a novel too, The Stir of Echoes. But maybe I'm
could
mistaken.
be. It
I don't
could
know.
be why it's David Cope's best movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's take a gander, shall we?
Let's take a little gander. Yeah, I think it was a good time though. Going in, yeah, I think. What about the sequel, man? Do you see the sequel? You said you saw the one with Rob Lowe.
Oh, dude, 10 times better than the original. You are right. It was published in 1958, and that 100% explains why it's David Cope's 1958. Fuck me, that's an old book, man. But yeah, based on a novel. What was your question?
When it came out, it was only 40 years old, so
Yeah, fuck. But either way, that's an old novel. What you got for me?
I think that's it. You saw the sequel, you liked it. I don't know. I don't really have.
Oh yeah, that was a joke. Absolutely not. It's like a Lifetime movie. I think I was forced to watch it at a friend's house one time. Stay away from the sequel as much as possible. I love Rob Lowe, but that sequel is fucking atrocious.
Okay. Well, I will not watch that then because I honestly didn't even know
Okay.
it existed. Because I just saw it on Vudu the other day. I was like, is that a sequel? What the fuck? But it doesn't even have a score on Rotten Tomatoes, if that tells you how bad it is. So, do you know is there any other kind of topics or questions you might have? You, Brettman, anybody on the chat that about the movie, the two movies?
We covered most of the shit, unless anyone's got a. Let's say, who would you rather go get a beer with at the height of their paranoia?
Well, I would say
Yeah,
Kevin
Richard
Bacon,
Mathis was
by the time he pours me a cold one, he's going to take it back and chug it himself. So yeah, I guess I would go with Bill Paxton and hope I didn't.
Yeah, then you got to worry about what you've done, man. I mean, I want to ask this question: does Bill Paxton have access to my search history? Because if that's included in his vision, it's fucking over with for me, dude. He's gonna like absolutely. I'm already dead. He's already digging the hole. He's already.
You're going down to the
fucking
cellar
hole.
of Billy Boy, dude. Yeah, dude, I was so funny at the beginning when they find that axe. Like that, there's like that montage of him finding all the materials he needs to complete his quest. And
Yeah.
he finds the axe and he's like, oh yeah, and then he's like, oh, I found it, boys. I found piece number 2, and he's got that lead pipe. Like he's like, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for, and and then that's when they can get to work. That was kind of funny. The beginning sequence was interesting with that, and then the angel under the car. I was kind of a little bit worried at that point, but it got straightened out.
No, we'll say it. I think originally in the script it was just an axe, and it was Bill Paxton's idea to put a name on it.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. What name did he put on there again? It was
Otis.
Oh, that's what I thought. Otis, yeah.
Otis,
Driftwood.
yeah, man. Otis
Yeah,
Driftwood,
freaking-
hell yeah. So he wanted to wanted the axe to play like sort of a character in the movie. So I thought that was a nice little touch there.
Yeah, I think I did like that. Yeah, just kind of because you did feel like these objects were placed before him to be used in his journey and his quest, and it felt like he needed to be matched up with Sam and Dean Winchester there for a minute, like because he was actually onto something. He fucking really convinced me that he was losing his mind, though. He comes in the middle of the night. He says, "Boys, something's happened. Let's talk." He said, "All right, we're gonna start murking people. Let's do this."
I mean, honestly, I would have been like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Dad? Get the fuck out of here, dude!" Like,
I know. I'm trying to freaking sleep. I was just dreaming about unicorns and shit.
like this is. Can you
But
imagine like walking home from school one day and all of a sudden he's like, well, here's the axe. Here's a pipe. Here's a bunch of tape and all this." Like, all right, cool. What are we doing? Well, we're gonna start slaying demons. It's like, all right,
we're gonna start at the grocery store.
Yeah, is this a cool new game we're playing or something? And then all of a sudden you're like at a grocery store, like actively stalking people. You're like, what the fuck is going on? I thought at the end of the movie he was just gonna be too drunk. Look at Birdie's not even here and he's trying to push us along.
Yeah, I know that he's doing his good job, man. Matt Foxy's in the house. You sexy SOB. No Brett here. No, he's here in spirit. He was sick. He's not here in person.
Yeah,
but he's right there. That's my friend Brett right there. That's our buddy.
Oh, I'm doing my best.
Keeping
here,
us lined
man.
out.
Come on.
He's keeping us lined out. We're just fucking lost without him. We don't know what we're doing. He usually has all the topics and shit. We're just there. But yeah, he said overall
We're just
thoughts
here
on both
drinking,
movies and the
come on.
score for both. You want to go first? Who goes first? I go first. You go first. You want me to go first? You want to go
I'll
first?
go first. Fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. I think I give both. Actually, both of these had a similar score for me. I think I hadn't seen them both in a while, and I think I gave them both a 4, maybe. I may have given Stir of Echoes like a 4.25 or something. They're neck and neck for me. Very well matched up, I thought, and both better on rewatch. Actually, I thought I actually enjoyed Stir of Echoes more this time around, and Frailty holds up, man. I've seen it a couple more times than Stir of Echoes, but holds up. I think they both do their own thing pretty well. You know, like we talked about, both the character kind of losing his mind a little bit, and as an audience, we're questioning whether that's legit or not. And, you know, good reveals at the end. I think in those terms, Frailty maybe did it a little bit better. But all in all, man, I think they're pretty well tied up. But for me, I think at this particular moment, I'm enjoying Stir of Echoes just a little bit more. So I'm going to say, I think, honestly, I have to look. I think I'm going to give both of them a 4. I'm going to make it completely even. 4 for me, but I'm going to pick Stir of Echoes just because that's the way that I'm leaning today.
Cool deal. So yeah, Stir of Echoes, second time watch for me, first time watch for Frailty. Didn't really know anything about Frailty going in. I just knew Bill Paxton was in it. A little confused when Matthew McConaughey showed up at the beginning, because I was like, what movie? Is this the right movie?
Yeah, with
but then
his
Bill
shirt
Paxton
on.
does show up. Yeah. Bill Paxton did show up. A really good, it kept me intrigued. Very good mystery, you know, thriller kind of psychological deal going on there. A lot of suspense being built, a lot of good scares, a lot of good character moments from Bill Paxton and the two kids. Really enjoyed it throughout. It definitely surprised me at the end with the twist. I dug that. Stir of Echoes, again, second time watch. I dug it the first time, liked it even more the second time. It's one of those where you kind of pick up more, I guess, the second time through, and really appreciated Kevin Bacon's performance this time around and everything, and the ride that we went on. Again, it lays the groundwork for what the ending reveal is going to be throughout the movie, which is nice. I like that. I like all the different characters. It's got a good cast overall. The whole movie does. And I like all the other characters throughout. I'm with you. I think I would give them both a 4, maybe a 4.25 to Stir of Echoes. And that's the direction I would go if I had to pick one, would be Stir of Echoes. I enjoyed that one a little bit more because it was dark as shit and it was not afraid to go there. And I'm fucked up and I like dark shit. So I liked it.
Touché, Bubby. Yeah, Daddy, let's go.
So yeah.
Curious, Birdie, what are your thoughts, man? You still with us?
Yeah, Bert's still here. Let us know your score and thoughts, Brett, man, for both in the comments. Here in a second, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen and everybody, we're about to spin the wheel in a minute to see what our next Slash It Out episode is going to be. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be awesome. We got some good matchups on there, and I'm sure it's going to be Chris again because he gets to pick every week, and it's going to be some weird-ass shit. Probably some fucking Good Night Mommy versus that one with Stallone.
Hey.
Good Night Mommy versus Ted's Not There. What's the name? What's the name of that movie we watched with freaking Schwarzenegger and Tim Robbins' kid?
Dan isn't real.
Daniel isn't real. Yeah, it's gonna be something
Daniel
weird.
isn't real. Something like that. Yeah. His brother name, and he stands there with the pipe. Yeah, man.
Corey Tiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
The end where he says his brother's name and he stands there with the pipe. That was good. Yeah, I like that. I dug that.
At the very end of it, yeah, he just says Adam. And then, yeah, I thought they were going to have some kind of embrace there at the end, but I love that. He just looks up and he knows he's there. He's just like, Adam, bam. Fucking goes to town on that noggin, buddy. Hell yeah.
That was doped out, man. I like that. I like the scene. His whole apartment was cool, man. All that was good. Both good movies. Brettman gave them both a 4.5. It's hard to disagree. They're both really good. Super underrated. Yeah. If you haven't seen them and you're here for some reason, even though we just spoiled the shit out of them, watch them for sure because they're both a good ride. And I guess let me see if I can figure out how to spin this wheel because
I think I'm actually going to get short shafted here, which I always hate, man. I'm just, if you're not going to, you know what, never mind. Because I don't think I even added a new pick, so you guys should be good to go.
Well, you never know. Look, it's already on Lodge and Good Night Mommy. It's ready to go. Is this showing up for you? This is showing up for you? We're good? Ignore the blind. The blind.
No, I'm very much interested in a 2-inch deluxe cordless faux wood blind, so fucking bring it on, dude.
Did you just
You're welcome there, Blindster. You're getting free advertisement here.
Did you just make another pick for Slash It Out? You want me to add to the spin wheel?
I did not. You guys have more picks than me. Fuck it. It's fine.
Okay.
I've already gotten 2 anyway, so let's go.
We're ready for it then?
Yeah, man. Oh, let's go. You ready? 3, 2, 1, spin. Yeah.
Oh.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh, Brad's going to win.
Oh, what did
Yes!
it? Oh, damn.
Okay, so the next
What
matchup.
a time.
Not so much the next match. I'll explain here in a second. But the wheel has spoken. Strangers versus Vacancy is going to be our next, somewhat next matchup. I'll explain the schedule here in just a second, but that will be coming up soon.
Man, I thought you had Vacancy versus The Rental.
No, dude, I always thought Strangers and Vacancy go hand in hand together, man. I've always dug it. The Rental does too. You could be a three-way tie there. Let's get rid of that.
The first three-way, man. Listen, everybody has to do one at least once. So this is it. This is our first three-way. No,
So that's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's a good matchup. I've been looking forward to talking about those for a while. So check those out. Watch both of those before our next Slash It Out. But let me kind of explain what's going on a little bit before we get to that point, because we got a couple scheduling changes. I'll go ahead and pull up these kind of what's coming up. Because next week, next Thursday, by the way, our goal is to do these on Thursdays for the most part. This week, we kind of had to push it up to Tuesday. So sorry about the short turnaround for everybody watching. But next Thursday, we're going to be doing a live, Good Real Live, top 5 A24 movies. Jess from the Discount Final Girl is going to be joining us on that. She's a big A24 fan. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a tough ranking, but I know where I stand. I'm stoked about that. But since we're doing the Good Real Live next week, we're not going to do a Slash It Out. We're going to push that back to the next week. And because X comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever your choice is before then, the week after that, we're going to be doing X versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 for our Slash It Out episode that week. And then the week after that, we'll be doing Strangers and Vacancy. So you have plenty of time to watch those two flicks. We just wanted to get X talked about. We'd had a mutual selection there to talk about that in Texas Chainsaw. So that's going to be a lot of fun in 2 weeks. And additionally speaking, Thursday, probably later in the week, early next week, whenever, our next Rotten Reaction is going to be The Strangers Pray at Night. Brettman picked this one. I am sorry ahead of time for fans of that movie. But that's cool. And this Saturday... Saturday, I don't have a thumbnail for it. But this Saturday, we're going to be doing Weekend at Birdie's. All three of us are going to be together at Birdie's residence, and we're going to do a nice live hangout Saturday night. I think at 6 is what we decided on doing. We're going to have a lot of fun. Chris, what's the name of that event? What's the name you threw out for it?
What are you talking about?
The White Claw Whiskey Birdie Palooza. Hell yeah, dude. We're going to be having a good time.
Now we're talking. Okay.
And it looks like Sunday. Brett and Destiny are going to be doing Back from the Dead for May of 2022, talking about horror anniversaries from increments 1, 5, 10 years, and so on and so forth of the month of May. It's going to be a fun time. Spiral from the Book of Saul's in there, so that's always fun to talk about. And
no, it's not. I mean, maybe it's fun to talk about. You're all right about that.
I like Spiral, man, but whatever. So that's pretty much what's coming up. That's the kind of the next schedule for Slash It Out.
Are you kidding me? You do not like Spiral.
I like Spiral. Okay, I was disappointed in it, but I still like. I could watch it. Like it's like a 3.5.
We literally walked out of the theater, and you said, "If I could literally pull that reel out." Your words, your quote.
You froze up, so I don't even know what you said. I froze up.
You told me that if you could go up there and get the reel out of the theater and you could take a shit on it, you would.
That's true, but only because, like, it was a little bit disappointed, but it wasn't a bad movie.
It's bad. You know it is. We all know it is.
It could,
but that's okay.
For the ninth entry in the Saw franchise, it's not that bad. That's actually pretty good. Coming off of Jigsaw and Saw 7, but what time is that? 6 p.m. Saturday, next weekend, next Thursday. What time is that one? Is it? I think it's at 7:30 next Thursday for the A24 stream, and then the one after that, the Texas Chainsaw one, is going to be probably back on time, 7:30 as well on Thursday, I believe. We haven't confirmed that, but that's what we're looking for. But yeah, anything else that we're forgetting here, Chris?
I don't think so, man. No, looking forward to Saturday, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
man. We're gonna hang out. I know we're throwing these live streams out like it's candy, but it's just been the schedule's been lenient like that. It's been weird. So we've kind of had, we've had, the watch party Sundays, Thursday, and now this. So yeah, we're here and we're ready to party. We're gonna have a good time Saturday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. J Man, what's up? Welcome to the party. I know you
J-Man,
dig
what's up,
these
baby?
movies, so yeah, fun time. I guess that's everything. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about.
I want to. Do you ever take a shirt off and you just feel like the nipple doesn't match
Okay.
what you're looking at?